Alright, we're back. So, the first video for the changes that people wanted for the new upcoming patch was out. That video did better than I was expecting. It was interesting seeing what everyone said, and then even on top of that, looking at the comment section and seeing what everyone who didn't get to see the initial post and like the people that didn't get to like put their thoughts, seeing them comment on the video was really cool. But thankfully that opened up a whole bunch of more thoughts. So I wanted to make another video. This will be the last one for, talking about the patch till like we actually get it. I just wanted to read again. It'll be the same style of video. I'll make sure to put every comment on the screen, but instead of Twitter comments, we're now doing our YouTube comments. So this will be this will be fun. Currently, it says there are there's 139 comments, but that also includes like replies and whatnot. So it's not going to be as long as you think. I don't think. So yeah, let's get straight into it. Sorry again, editor. Yep, throw up the little sad guy meme. Everything will be on the screen. But yeah, thank you to everyone who watched the last video and everyone who commented and supported it. So yeah, let's get into it. The first one is the most liked one, which is from Wayne Big Guy. But it was just complimenting the thumbnail. It looks great. It does look great. I'll probably send it to my editors so they can put it up on the screen. But yeah, it looks fire. Shout out Tristan for doing that. T.O. McNasty says, I hope Johnny gets a slight nerf to make him reasonable instead of insta-killed because he just became a strong pick. Nerf his dash to a middle ground. It's basically run it so fast. Yeah, I agree. Another thing I thought of is to lower his health. Oh, sorry. Yeah, lower his health. He's a gambler, but doesn't get punished very hard for messing up because... Oh, wait. Why can't I know? Oh, because of his generous health pool. If he has lower health, it would line up more with the gambler aspect of his character because he'd be betting it all on his WinCon, and if he fails, he loses. So I actually like that. But I guess Johnny has always had, like, historically has always had higher HP. I do agree with the nerf of the dash. I think Johnny's dash is, like, I mean, you guys have fought Johnny and you guys have seen, obviously, players talking about the dash. It's criminal how good that dash is. He went from a character that, like, his strike throw just was not good at that great before, just because one thing about Johnny is if you block a normal, he can't throw you, right? Like other characters usually have like tick throw setups or, they're plus on, they're usually plus on, like they're plus on their buttons, like off close slash, to the point where you have to guess like whether it's strike or throw, right? But Johnny, once you block the first button, it's like once you block that close slash, he can't throw, right? So now the fact that the dash is so fast that it actually becomes like, okay, obviously if you block it, he can't throw you immediately, right? But it becomes like such a scary situation since it's now like unreactable. If you play John, like, yeah, like that character is extremely strong right now. I'm not gonna say how good I think he is, but he's just extremely strong. Okay, Redacted 7931. Oh yeah, this was, so yes, this was my fault. So I'll put the comment on the screen and go off what they're talking about. So regarding Sid Victor's comment last video, where he says nerf Slayer's base damage, but reduce the scaling on his combos. So what he's referring to, and this is my fault for messing it up, but what he's referring to is the easy combos like close slash, 6H, pile bunker, or like, close slash, far slash, close slash, 6H, pile bunker. You get the deal. It does too much damage. So they're saying nerf that, like I said last video. But when they said nerf, since his base damage will be lower, then make it so players that do Slayer's harder routes are more rewarded for actually doing it instead of just doing the Ugu Gaga 3-hit combos that do the same damage as the like hard combos, right? Because right now there's no like there's no real reason to do the harder combos for Slayer. So I do agree with that. It would make the average tower Slayer not as like scary, which would be, I think, a great nerf. I think the Slayer players that already do his routes would be like, they wouldn't care too much. I actually think they would want this, so it maybe gives him more character expression, because that character has like little to no expression. Like he's so straight up, he's so straightforward and so easy and so just like plain that it's just like so yeah, I do agree. So next we have Tebo. I'm not even trying to say it. I'll just put the comment on the screen. I really want custom match settings like team battles, health adjustment, handicap settings, etc. like fun stuff to, some fun stuff to like a room setting that spawns Faust items into the match at random. It would make playing with lower level friends a lot more fun. So I actually commented on this myself. I really like this idea. I think having a mode where you can just go with your friends and play and just do whatever would be so cool. Like, imagine you could imagine if you could have happy chaos, like infinite, like it would almost be like the someone made like the Strive, I'm not sure what the name was. It was like Strive Ultimate mod, but basically like it was just memes, like things were just happening on the screen, like just a bunch of bullshit and clutter on the screen. But it's like making that aspect of the game to get on with friends who don't really want to play the game too serious, but kind of just want to go in and press buttons. Like, I think that would be a great idea, and it can draw in like a new audience. I think it would be really cool. And also, it would be like the side brackets for that would be crazy fun. So I do think like that'd be really cool. Like, Faust not throwing items. Maybe like Asuka has some things where like he only has a couple cards he can use, that like all the broken cards, maybe cubes just fly in and appear out in the space at random, or like Happy Chaos like randomly whiff shoots you every couple seconds. Like, I don't know, cool stuff like that would just be like, I think that could be really fun. They're already making the Strive 3v3, so I think that's more their intent. But to be honest, I don't think anyone really liked the 3v3. I think no one will play it. But yeah, I think this could be cool. But I doubt it will ever happen, just because the 3v3 is probably what they like decided to do. But yeah, Mystic says, oh, this is a long one. Okay, I will read it all, but this is very long. My wants/opinions on the new patch is a Johnny main. I don't want and do not believe Johnny needs nerfs at all. He's strong, high tier, but not top tier, because Soul, Nago, Mei, Abba, Happy Chaos, Slayer, and Leo all exist. And bringing characters up to this standard seems healthy to me, as he has defined weaknesses, and while it's a meme, Mistfinder is still punishable in some way, shape, or form for the majority of the cast. The risk reward more favorable for him than before. Another reason I'm worried about the nerfs is just how volatile Johnny's position currently is. I always said, since his release, all he needed was a small change to make it big, and here we are with Johnny high tier. But this growth also goes both ways. Nerfing him, especially surrounded by the mass of other changes, could throw him back down to the bottom again. So all I want to see is the cast brought around Johnny's level. No. Sorry, where was I? Cast. Sorry, I had to step in and comment on that. I'll talk about it in a second, but yeah, please don't do that. Nerf the belligerent top tiers and buff the weaker characters. It's, in general, I think this patch is pretty well balanced, and that is generally reflected in the more diverse top 8s we are seeing everywhere. And then, so long as he's fun to play, I don't mind whatever happens to Johnny. He's still peak character design. Let's see. Yeah, okay. That's all. No. So, Johnny, okay, so here's the thing. So, if if the cast were to get brought up to Johnny's current level, which it's obvious, I think they've said before they balance and listen to people's opinions on Twitter. So they obviously believe from the noise that Johnny is in a really good spot right now, as there's so much complaint about the character. They probably think he's in the top tier of characters. So essentially buffing everyone else to that level would be, no, it would be a party game. Please don't do that. I think, if anything, I'm not sure, let me know in the comment section whether you guys want the power level of the game to be increased or decreased. So if you want them to buff characters near Johnny's level, or if you think Johnny and the other characters above him should be brought down to another character's level. But yeah, no, I think Johnny's really strong right now. I actually think my opinion of him is probably lower than most, and I still have him incredibly high, but there are people out there that tell you Johnny's like 4th, 5th, 3rd, right? Like, I know someone that thinks Johnny's the best, which I don't think Johnny's the best, but, really strong character. He does have his weaknesses, like he definitely does have faults, but the way he plays and the way he lets people play the game is just really cringe. Like, he's just a really cringe character. He's so good that he actually spawns players. But we won't get into that. But yeah, he definitely just has spawned some people into the scene. But yeah, I don't know what they'll do with Johnny. I don't even know if he'll get nerfed. To be honest, they might literally just keep him the same from what we know. They just buffed him, so it's like, I don't know. I think his buffs are good, but are they that broken and urgent that he needs to get toned down immediately after he got the buffs? There's bigger problems, I'll say that. So I don't think, realistically, I want him to get nerfed. I don't know how he could get nerfed besides the dash, but yeah, I don't know. People hate this character. I think the people that play him, I think everyone can agree he's cool, like he's cool looking, but I mean, people hate this character, dude. Like, it's literally like Twitter's in shambles right now over this character. Like, it's just, hey, I hate the character. Like, I'll put, dude, I played in a bracket the other day, and I lost to Johnny. Like, it's not fun. So yeah, let's see. Okay. Next we have Durkus. Durkus says, I want MOM. I didn't even play Rev 2 that much, but having Pot with chip teleport made Pot jump scares so fun. Yeah, no, I'm good. Anyways, okay. Remov. So I'm not even trying. I'll just put the name on the screen. Oh my gosh, this is another essay. Okay, alright. Again about Johnny. Or not all about Johnny, but a few changes I want to see. Johnny has more recovery on block misfinder. Okay, that's... Okay, listen, I am down for the Johnny nerfs. Trust me, I'm here for him. It's already minus 15, right? Like, it's what do you do? Make it minus, like, make it minus 20? Like, what do you do? I don't know. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. It's already minus 15. I don't think you can make it any more minus. Minus 15 is so okay, significant when he could just misfind or backdash on top of already having high pushback from his H buttons to make himself safe, and then effectively create RPS where he's heavily favored. I mean, yeah, when he does misfinder off like a max range 5H though, he's pretty spaced out to the point where there really isn't any RPS, to be honest. Like, he can't be punished from that distance, which is where you should probably be using the misfinder. So I don't know. I guess I don't necessarily agree with making it more minus, but if they happen to do it, I'm not complaining, right? Let's see. Remove Guard Crush for characters who don't need it. Like, it's fine for Soul, Pot, and Geo since their offense revolves around Strike Throw, but then characters like Chaos, Johnny, and Abba don't really need it since they already have solid offense along with high-low and left-right mix-ups. They can keep the plus frames, but there's no reason why they should be able to deny YRC to lock their opponents down and get more mix-ups with True Strike Throw 50/50s. Okay, so I actually agree with some of this. So I do agree for Soul and Potemkin, it's fine. For Geo, I don't think she should have it. I actually think the Guard Crush Spiral Arrow needs to get removed. Like, not like readjusted. I think if you don't have a DP, here's why I stand for Geo. If you don't have a DP, you can't have a winning matchup into the character. Like, that is just, it's way too strong. It's really strong if you do not have a DP. So I think it shouldn't Guard Crush so you're able to YRC. But yeah. As far as characters getting removed, so Johnny can keep it. I mean, it's part of his game plan. He can keep it. Chaos, I don't give a... Abba, what does Abba have that Guard crushes besides Donsai? You don't even get a mix-up off Donsai, though. So I guess for Abba, it's fine. I'm trying to think, it's literally... Oh, the key grab. The key grab on block Guard crushes, yes. Sure, get rid of it. I don't really care. There's bigger fish to fry when it comes to Abba, right? Like, there's not characters, but parts about her kit that needs to get nerfed. Okay, and then they said, Slayer's Mappa Hunch, both versions get a touch. Full recovery on P Mappa makes it something like -2. Does this fella not know? Is P Mappa not already -1? Or -2? Am I tripping? Hold on. Oh, okay. Sorry. It's minus, okay, sorry. It's -1. So he's saying make it from -1, or yeah, from -1 to -2. Okay, yeah, -2, and came up as being -4. It's silly that he has such low recovery on Mappa, since he can layer them with space traps to make your +1 or +2 advantage meaningless. I'm gonna guess that's what he meant. Since you have to use lower buttons, also increases damage scaling. So yeah, I think Slayer's spacing traps, I don't believe... Okay, so Slayer is like, in reality, that character is like never minus. Unless he's literally in your face, he's like never minus. If you block Appa, a lot of the times he's like still plus, it feels, right? Because you dash up button, you get smoked. You press a low, you get smoked. Like, he can make Appa plus. You know, it's rough. It's rough. It's really unfavorable, like, for the opponent. So I think, yeah, sure. I guess making those worse would be great. I'm here for the Slayer nerfs. Rework Asuka's test case a little so that test case 3 isn't the... Oh, okay. So basically what he's saying is, make test case 1 and 2 have some meaning outside of everyone just using 3, which would be cool. But I think that ship is already like, it's already gone, because with the patch where they nerfed Asuka, where they made his cube slower, they kind of nerfed the identity of test case 1, because the cubes before were so, they traveled the screen like, it was like 17% faster, like all cubes 17% faster. So the point of test case 1 kind of went away, because the cubes are pretty easy to hit and they're not that powerful of cubes. So if you don't have speed and they're already weaker than the test case 3 cubes, then there's not much point in really staying in that test case. So if they were to rework Asuka, then it would be cool. Maybe if the speed of the cubes went like, if the speed of the cubes like went a certain speed depending on what test case you were in, that would be cool. Like, because then that would give test case 1 some meaning back. Yeah, test case 2, I'm interested to see what they do with it. I think I don't know how they feel about it. If I were the devs, I'd kind of be scared of buffing it, but I do think it should get something, just don't make it like broken and overly powerful. And then I don't know what they're going to do with test case 3. I think they will handle it and nerf it a bit, but that's just, I'm not saying he needs the nerfs, but I think that's what they'll probably do. Nerf positive bonus, maybe burst doesn't get affected by... Oh yeah, okay, maybe burst doesn't get affected by positive, so while the soul usage has to be an investment. Yeah, I agree. So this is one of the comments that was in the last video a bunch of the time, like repeated a lot. Make it so, like, if you use Wall of Soul, people were saying either make it so Wall of Soul cost all of your burst, or make it so positive doesn't give you back your burst, so that if you use it, you actually have to sit there like, oh, like, dang, I actually just used it, right? Because as it stands now, Orange Wall of Soul is literally just another RC. So since it costs 50 of your burst, if you get a hit with Kai and you go into a combo and then you use 50 of your burst and you break the wall, then you get it back instantly. So even if Kai is wrong and he goes on defense, he still has like 100 burst, which is giga cringe. Very cringe. A Wayne Big Guy says, my only want is that they make Bridget's Roger dive an overhead. Not that she needs it needs it anymore, it just bothers me how it's not. No. Next comment comes from Teo McNasty. I'm running Asuka, and I thought you couldn't super with no mana. It just seems like it'd be there. The character with potentially the strongest offense in the game is absolutely helpless if he messes up, but I can just throw a super and then regen mana and steal the game. Okay, so so you can't go in, so okay, you can do super, but you can't cancel the super into mana regen. So like for cards, if you do this, like you see how I can instantly go into it because I'm special canceling from it, right? So you can't do that with his super. So so I guess, like, again, it's a really strong super, but it's not really like, it's more, okay, it's more powerful when you already have the card. So if you are like backed up in a corner, but you have the cards, then just throwing out the super and then throwing out like cards, I think is stronger than throwing out the super and then going into mana gen, right? So again, it is, both are strong, but yeah, it's I don't know. I guess if they were gonna nerf Asuka, then, like I said, maybe they can nerf that super, because it is a pretty broken super, I will not lie. This one comes from Lynn. I think Wall Assault is a fun mechanic, but as of right now, Orange is overtuned and needs nerfs. Also, it's the most boring one. You can barely get creative with it. At least Blue gives you a guard crush, so if you're playing characters with some kind of setup, you can get much more creative with how you use it. The other two are perfectly fine. Oh, and then they said, the true issue with the game isn't Wall Assault, it's Johnny, Slayer, and Anji being good. I agree, throw Abba in there as well. Yeah, no, it's funny. I see what you're saying. I guess Blue does have some creativity, but not really, since you kind of go, no one really gets creative with the way they use Blue Wall Assault. They kind of just go into their characters like offense, which is what you're supposed to do. Orange definitely does need some nerfs. Just get rid of it, dude. Just get rid of Wall Assault, honestly, but yeah. Anyway, next. Jezzy says, also, I think nerfs to the most unfun parts of Asuka's kit are good as an Asuka main. Maybe make Bit Shift max out at 4, maybe give the Guard Crush to Slow Staff and take it away from Speed Staff, maybe make Asuka's 2D... Oh, maybe make 2D spell a little less uninteractable. I don't know. He needs some serious help afterwards, but I think encouraging a more engaging style of play is good. Okay, make Bit Shift, is it Big Shift? Max out at 4? Nah, keep it at 5. I think that's so minimal that it's like, okay, I think just keep it at 5. I don't think there's any need. That's like saying, like, let's lower, actually no, it's not needed. I think 5 is fine. They've already nerfed the speed from patches ago, so I think it's fine. Again, and making, okay, so here's the interesting one. So giving the Guard Crush property from the Speed Staff to the Slow Staff, I'm actually not against this. I'm not against this. I do think Speed Staff is probably his best spell, and I think it's very broken, but it is in the first test case, so unless you get it, like, off round start, it doesn't really, like, round start or within your first couple of draws, it doesn't, like, feel broken, because you don't really get it. But, giving the Guard Crush to Slow Staff, here's the thing, I don't know if that would matter too much, just because, like, Slow Staff is already so useless versus more than half the cast, and actually ends up getting you killed, right? Like, it just doesn't feel good to have on the screen. Like, the goal is for Asuka, to make characters, I guess, like, when you're playing that keep away game, it just doesn't have any help. And even when you're doing pressures things, it just doesn't feel good either. Like, it doesn't feel good anywhere on the screen. So my answer is, it sounds interesting, and it could be cool, but Slow Staff is just so, like, useless. I don't know. Next. Okay, this one's a long one. Mozart says, I honestly just want some quality of life improvements to Testament, especially everything, their Wall Assault conversions. It's so janky. You hit Wall Assault at max distance, you can't close slash consistently. You hit it too close, you can't 6H consistently. That leaves you with 5K, which can still whiff, or 2H, which will hit most of the time. But the only exception being if the opponent pops via Wall Assault. But the problem is Wall Assault 2H isn't a great combo. At most, you get a safe jump or a wall break. Other than that, I would love to have an indicator for when Stain is going to expire. The way it is shown, the way it is now, it just ambiguously fizzles out, leaving you guessing for half a second on whether or not they popped. I like the same with Succubus, but that's not that big of a deal, to be honest. I would also love for Nago Beyblade to be a mid. Yeah, we would all love for Nago Beyblade to be a mid again. When talking about these Testament changes, so, okay, so that's not a Testament specific thing of not getting close slash past or after a Wall Assault, because they did just nerf the momentum with it, so now you're more likely to get far slash from certain ranges, which is intended. And then they said that 2H works, but it's not a great combo because you only get a safe jump or a wall break, which, with how strong positive bonus is currently, I think that's a good combo, right? If you're able to break the wall of Wall Assault, especially, like, yeah, if you're able to break the wall, like, yo, that's as much as you can ask for, right? That's the goal of using Wild Assault if it's on hit. So I do agree. I disagree, I guess. if they do end up nerfing Wall Assault, though, then sure, we can talk about some better conversions. And once, and like an indicator on if Succubus will expire, sure. I don't know how that would look. Maybe like a symbol and then it starts like blinking when it's about to expire. I don't know, but yeah. Lucy May Cry says, give Zato an install that turns Zato into the puppet and Eddie into the character you play. Also make Eno JP plus like Soul JP. Also make Note launch on air hit or OTG hit so that hitting an opponent in neutral with it doesn't reset both players back to neutral. I'm using this move to restrict their options, but if they're gonna get hit doing something dumb, I'm the one who is reset back to neutral at mid screen with the only pitiful projectile damage as consolation. The damage, this obviously feels awful because I take a risk using the projectile in a tense situation, and afterwards I either let it ride or try to close in. The problem is, if they use a projectile to get away from me, then I'm closer to them with less distance to leverage, and my only high committal neutral to get me out of the situation, which in the very situation I want to avoid by using the projectile in the first place. So yeah. Yeah, so I mean, Eno's Note it's not like good. Like it's not great. The attack level is kind of low. It's not really good on block, it's not really good on hit. So I see what they're saying. I think they're just saying make Eno's neutral more consistent. Some actual threat if the Note is out. So sure. I don't know about the JP point. I don't know how broken that would be, because I don't play Eno myself. But the Zato install is funny. I guess we'll have to see what the new move will be. So yeah, this one comes from DVD. I'll just say that, but I'll put the comment on the screen. Really, all I want for Asuka is better neutral tools or buttons in general, and for 2D to not have a massive first frame hitbox. Okay, here's my response to this from someone who also plays Asuka. If you take away the hurt box on the 2D, like, bro. Bro, that would be some cringe. I will not lie. Yeah, that would be extremely cringe. Let's not do that, and then let's focus on his other buttons. I don't think the 2D needs any type of buffs. I will not lie. Okay, Snowflake says, here are my thoughts on future changes. Orange Wall Assault should have shorter travel distance and increase the scaling on all Wall Assault. I agree. Wall Assault taking 75% burst, make Slayer recovery increase on most of his normals. Reduce overall damage, bring back force breaks, burst should be throwable because it's funny. I agree on the Slayer nerfs. I agree that, sure, if that's the way they want to nerf Wall Assault, then sure. I think there's other ways to nerf Wall Assault that will be better, but I won't complain, so sure. Force breaks, okay. Burst should be throwable. Yeah, that would be funny, but yeah, no. And for Abba, since I made her, reduce startup on parry, make 236k more minus. Return Suko motion. Oh, okay, so Suko motion, if you don't know, it's like when Abba, I believe it's like when Abba runs out of blood and like Accent Core, she just basically like is so minus that you can just like do anything, right? Like you can do like an instant kill in that game or whatever. So essentially imagine if like Nago blood popped, right? Like that's, I guess that's kind of reference. Reduce recovery on parry. Abba should take a bit more damage in Jealousy Rage. I hard agree on this. Oh my gosh. If they did that, that would be so huge. Oh my gosh, that would be so nice, dude. J Burb says, seems like a better solution would just to make positive bonus not build burst as fast at all. Would also lead to less stompy rounds due to the attacker not always having burst after wall break once their turn eventually ends. Yes, this is what I've been preaching. If you use all your bursts to break the wall, it doesn't matter because your burst just comes back so fast that by the time your turn ends, you already have your burst back, like you didn't just use it to break the wall. So I agree. Overlord Chem says, my big changes would be A, give Testment's Grave Reaper a slight disjoint. Alright, yeah, no, we're gonna stop there. No. 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 And then later on they talk about Crow. I believe 214 piece Crow. So making it air okay. Yeah, no. No disjoint on Grave Reaper. B, they said, I would change Slayer so that Bloodsucking Universe as a more integral part of his kit, as well as tweaking some of his other moves to bring him in line with the other characters. Okay, so they're basically saying lower his damage. Oh, okay, so they're saying take away like his pile bunker loops and make them possible only if you apply the command grab. I'm not sure how that would work, but because it goes away once you hit them, so I'm not really sure how that would work. But they basically are saying that Bloodsucking Universe feels kind of pointless, and they want it to be a more main part of their kit, kind of like kind of like Nagos, I guess. I don't know. I guess I can't really comment on what I like think of Slayer until they nerf him, because he's obviously gonna get nerfed. I just need to see them like the actual changes, because maybe they will make his command grab better for nerfing the other parts of his kit. We'll have to see. I think Mappa should overall be slower, either in startup frames or its travel speed, because as it stands, the only way you're beating Mappa Hunch and not being forced into RPS, where you block and try to 2P to take your turn, is a hard read that can very easily cost you the game if you guess wrong that one time. I agree, but I guess kind of what you're saying is make it so counter hit Mappa doesn't just end the game. Because there's times where you get counted by Mappa and he gets he takes you to the corner off like 2 lariats, or he just breaks the wall, right? And it's just like, did I really deserve to just get wall broken off a full screen plus on block lariat? Like, it doesn't really make sense. So, yeah, some type of nerf to Mappa would be nice. Sergeant Frogger says, I would like to add, Elphelt can't combo from 2S into 2H on standing or crouching. She also has a massive issue with 2H being very easily backdash in strings, mid-screen, even on hit, which can lead to a punish with a fast enough backdash. So 2S becoming level 3 would help a little bit with these situations, as well as making her very lacking 2S a little better in some areas. So I read this and I asked Frogger, that's Elphelt having combos is a scary thought, how strong would it make her? Frogger says that alone not too much, it would give her slightly better options with it, and pressure on hit instead of a 3-hit combo, she would get a 5-hit combo. Probably the best thing to come from it would be able to go into 5H from it gapless. Oh, okay, sorry. Yeah, going into 5H from 2S, which I'm gonna assume that was what they're talking about, would be gapless, as well as a really bad Oki, where in most situations, at best, she can only reliably get a meaty 2S. But it's still a 2S, really slow and short, and bad hurt box, so this change wouldn't be catastrophic at all. I don't play Elphelt, so I guess my opinions on her are a little bit, like, obviously less than Frogger's, who's, like, probably the best with the character. So, yeah, let me know what you think. Alea says, last patch was great. I don't know how controversial it could be, but Bluebird should push away at least half screen on block, so it's not just a wasted resource sometimes. As well as the flex shield lasting longer and having way less recovery. Okay, no. I think if you bait someone's burst, you deserve to bait their burst. I don't think you should get pushed back half screen because you guessed right to baiting someone's burst. And making Deflect Shield better is a no. I hate Deflect Shield, just remove it. Also, don't just buff mindless characters. Johnny got too much. Elphelt and Paw already are really annoying. Everyone has strong points. The important thing should just be consistency without being abusable. Also, a lot of characters should get either more or less disjoints on their weapon that makes sense. Huh? Just a little bit, so spacing becomes actually important on poking and counter poking. Oh, okay. Okay. I believe they're just saying, like, give characters some disjoints need to get taken away, but some characters deserve to have disjoints. I'm not really sure what buttons they have in mind, but I don't know. Make Soul Bad Guy build more risk when people block his attacks. Make HVV do more damage. Keep in mind, the user of this comment is named Soul Bad Guy. I just want to put that out there. So, okay, GZ says, nerfing Johnny HP, I think, is the most definitive way to nerf the character. Of course, I would like if they just deleted Bro from the game, but I don't think a zoner with Insane Mix should have a top 10 HP in the game with no extra conditions like Asuka. I don't think Johnny's a zoner, so I know he's labeled as a zoner, but I think it'll get changed. I don't think that he's a zoner. Yeah, no, I don't think he's a zoner. But yeah, nerfing, I don't like the conversation. Okay, so it's interesting to talk about, but overall, I don't think the HP amounts should get nerfed. I think they just need to keep HP in mind when balancing a character. I think, yeah. That's how I'd say it. Really want Kai Super in the arcade mode to be added and Soul's Outrage Mark II from the story mode to be a super. Okay. The Kai Super is a pretty cool one. I'm not sure if people have seen it. It's like it's a really cool looking super. But Kai don't need another super. He already has 3 of them. New Kai move will be cool to look at though. Well, I wonder what it'll be. Snowflake says, "Oh no." Okay. People don't realize Abba is supposed to be bad in normal mode. Abba is a feast or famine character and has been extremely trash in normal mode and broken in Morha mode. After playing Plus R, I realized how broken she was. You could say that she loses health and all, but Morha mode, staying for half of a match, having a second mode with double air dash and almost canceling into each other. Second mode also recovers all of her mode and has infinites. 236k nerf and Jealousy Rage meter building slower after her Rekka, since she builds quite a lot for that. But please make that parry good since you can't even use it on reaction. Lastly, reduce the damage in this game. Abba is not bad in normal mode. I'll say that. The character is not bad. I actually think she's too strong in normal mode for how strong Jealousy mode is. So, yeah. Okay, this one's a long one as well. But, Zack Star attack. Guard Crush is a front to God. No throw protection makes lane 50-50 strike throws. It's crazy that YRC is Guard Crush too. Make Guard Crush have throw protection. In exchange, you can't burst on Guard Crush, among other things. 6Ps are pretty juiced anyway with the hard knockdown. So for the sake of the game feel, I say simply make forward air dash carry momentum when done from non-super jumps. Have a testing balance changes. Toggle for private lobbies where devs can frequently get player feedback on experimental changes about pushing BS to the main game. Deflect shield is not OP, but is lame and toxic. I say make it less effective on mids in order to emphasize its role as blocking high and low at the same time. In exchange, buff defense somewhere else in an interesting way. This is actually really neat. So Guard Crush is crazy. I think Guard Crush have throw protection that'd be crazy. 6Ps, yeah, they're juiced. I think, okay, so I don't know about air dashes being buffed like that. I mean, it could be cool for some characters, but there's already characters in the game that are meant, okay, so I guess that would take away some uniqueness because there's already characters in the game that are meant to just bait your 6Ps. So for example, Milia is one case of them. Like, I don't even need to talk about how she baits your 6Ps. She's, she's just Milia. She does what she does. Zato is meant to bait your 6Ps. Obviously, they toned it down with reducing the flight timer, but Zato can bait your 6Ps. Chip, he has a bunch of jumps, he can bait your 6Ps. I'm sure there's some other characters that I'm currently missing, but there's already characters that are designed to kind of be good in the air and get around 6Ps, so I don't think they should make it universal. The Deflect shield, you're right, it's not overpowered, but it is lame. It is very toxic. I think buffing defense is cool. I think making maybe IB give more reward, like I think if people said like meter back on on like good IBs and whatnot would be very nice, or not good, like on like successful IBs would be very nice. Yeah. As far as devs having testing balancing changes, dude, that would be okay. I think that's cool for other games, but doing that for Strive is, okay. Unironically, I don't actually think they should do that for this game, because we have way too many people that would just be like I don't trust the Strive community to have that privilege, if that makes sense. I know they do it for like shooting games and whatnot, and like I believe like Rainbow Six and stuff like that, but I think those are easier to kind of put people in testing lobbies for games than it would be for like Strive. I just don't think I could trust the Strive community with that privilege, so I'm gonna say no to that. My wish list is to see Dami back on the Twitch grind. That's coming from Ben Doggos, who's one of my first subs ever on Twitch. Dang, that hits. You know what? Twitch streams will be returning. They will be returning. I'll put the Twitch on the screen. Go follow the Twitch. I'll probably plug it, and I'll obviously plug it in other videos like I have been in the previous videos, but I will be making a return to Twitch. I will be streaming soon. So yeah, go check it out there. Soon, Ben. Soon, brother. Zen says, my character should either be buffed a bit or left alone. Those I don't like must be trash. With that being said, I play Johnny and Slayer. Yeah, someone ban this guy. I'm inside your walls, says, honestly, Red Wild Assault, being RC, Red Roman Cancel 2.0 is like the whole point. It exists to make cooler combos and extend pressure just for a different resource. I personally don't like doing some interesting stuff out of it. I personally like doing some interesting stuff out of hit and not doing /5H special move. Making 100% burst or 50 meters is absolutely degenerate. However, making it lock you out of positive bonus sounds like a good idea. Yes. Okay. So yes, I don't agree that they should change it like from costing burst to tension or making it like 100% of your burst. I'd more in line agree that they should just make it so that burst does not give you back, that positive bonus does not give you back burst. I think that is the best sounding idea. Again, I could be wrong, but it's either that or make it cost 100 of your burst. Like it's one of the two, right? But like, yeah, I don't know how like people could just say like it being Red RC 2.0 is fine. Like dude, it needs, if it's gonna be like that, I understand it's like the whole point. But if it's gonna be like that, you have to make it so it doesn't happen 30 times a game, right? Like there's no, if you're gonna make it that strong, then at least make it so it's hard to access, I guess is what I'm trying to say. Zed says, Dolly really been on the YouTube grind. Yes. And we're almost at 1,000 subs. Almost there. Finally, Anime says, people are doing moves late if Abba is beating them. Here we go. Like, lol, Abba is fine. And pushback on key grab. What does that mean? Elder, if you know what that means, put it on the screen. What's that mean? The idea is it's supposed to be sticky. Oh, the idea is it's supposed to be sticky. Like, calm down. Nothing crazy. Like, dude, you don't understand Daisuke, do you? Need some HP nerfs? Absolutely, though. Abba HP is fine. She's supposed to be like that. Risk is fine, too. Positive bonus is fine. Alright, guys. I mean, you heard him. You heard, bro. I guess we're all wrong. MC says, Abba players want her to keep 1 billion HP and be even more safe. Yeah, I mean, like, but you know, we're wrong. We're wrong, MC, because finally Anime told us that that she's fine and we're tripping. Zalif says, changes I like to see in this next patch is to make Zato playable and to fix the damage in this game. Soul, Slayer, Potemkin, Abba, Naga. Also, I don't know if it's just me, but zoning is getting stronger, like Johnny, Axel, Asuka. It's hard to engage against them. Feels like I'm playing another game whenever they're on the screen. Also, something that has always confused me is what's the point of being level 37 to then having to fight people in 1,000 or more? I feel like they should have people divided according to their level. Okay, so this dude's talking about like the tower experience. That's interesting, but I'm gonna say, if anything, okay, I'm gonna be honest, I actually think they should make another floor above Celestial. Like, I think they should, I think that would be cool. Yeah. And also, it's Strive, so you can choose who you fight. It's not like you have to fight these level 1,000 people. If you're level 137, I'm gonna assume that's your highest level character, so I'm gonna assume you're not like Celestial Floor. So, I don't think you should be fighting like these level 1,000 people if they're on your floor. Yeah, that's weird. My Lawfully Wishlist from Goose Lover. Will also remove from the game entirely, yes. Nerf HC clone, yes. Tone down Slayer damage, yes. Jam confirmed to not be in Season 5, yes. Answer and Coom in Season 5 if we get there. As long as it's Raven in there, sure. Biking should get a zombie back. Still keep the frame data, just give me back my follow-ups. No. This one isn't really a response to the video, but thank you, Mafayo Bo, for the supports. Yes, we're almost on 1K subs. I don't know the roster well enough to request a lot of character changes, but there are a few system mechanics I would love to see altered. 6 speed can no longer be special cancel on block. Red RC and Welsel are still okay. I used to think that it was heavily biased by my character choice, but not even when I flex to other characters, I see the same 6POS game plan. Test and Ram are major abusers, but most of the roster is capable of using this to some extent. It's not that it's hard to punish play around It's more that encourages some pretty thoughtless play. No more record canceling on whiff. I actually agree with this. No more Nago DP1, DP2 overhead jump scare because he misjudged spacing. No more chip Rekka 1, 2, 3. I also think that chip 2S, 2H shouldn't be a thing on whiff. No more Onji, half screen advancing low. Yes, low. Special should be defined by their risk reward. The flexibility offered by Rekkas is incredibly powerful and should come with some proper risk. So, Soul losing Bandit Revolver. Yes! Yes! Nerf Bandit Revolver, please! Please, please. Both those changes just add a small amount of risk to buttons and would encourage players to approach neutral with a better plan. Make Deflect Shield a proper neutral reset. Some combination of removing forward momentum, additional pushback, and a +0 guard crush, except on projectiles. Let's encourage some counterplay. String Shield is the higher skill burst option that is worthless versus almost all the common block strings because 80% of the roster has a metric ton of forward momentum on nearly everything. So I actually disagree with that. I think Deflect Shield, so okay, here's the thing with it. I think it's actually strong, but I think people use it incorrectly. Like, I think there's, in situations, a case where you can get a free get out of jail free card unless the opponent actually just calls out you using Deflect Shield. So if you spam it mindlessly, I do think it can be weak because a lot of the times you're using it, like, you don't even know what's coming next, you're just using it, right? So I think that they should, I think it's fine. I just think people need to actually hit the lab. So, but everything else you're saying, like, I agree. Like, no more whiff shit and like belligerent like shit like that. Like, I agree. The 6P thing, I think it's fine because a lot of the characters combos is actually like 2P 6P in the special from defense. So like Sin 2P 6P beak driver follow up, Kai 2P 6P Dire Clat. All characters basically use it, so I think it's fine. It would make defense actually a lot weaker. So I think, but I do agree with you on like the no more record canceling, no more like whiff buttons on hit, and like, you know, stuff like that. Cherry Crow says, I hate how Strive just turned into a salty loser community and is weak, and is so weak that most of your wish list are nerfs instead of cool stuff to play with for the weaker characters. The only thing that I think needs to be fixed is damage on some characters. I would even give them compensation fun gimmicks in return. I think compensating nerf characters is fine as long as it's not an extreme. But nerfs are sadly, I think nerfs are fine as long as they don't kill the identity of the characters. Like, for example, I think Sin was one. His DP was his identity, and when they nerfed the follow-up so you couldn't do them on block anymore, like, that's what I think is more like killing the identity of characters. So yeah, as long as they maintain the fun in the character, I think it's fine to nerf them. But I do agree, like, compensation buffs are always needed if the character is like not like too broken. SP4DE says 500 buffs to Potemkin. Going on. Moving forward. Finzo says, can Pot get Airbuster back? That'd be lit. No. Also, isn't that just heavily Potemkin Buster? Am I tripping? River Shield says, who cares about balance patches? I want air combos and blitz, bigger RC bar, and more hot girls, please. This game is already too much of a sausage fest. Bigger RC bar is crazy. Please don't do that. Do not do that. The game will die. This individual says, remove Hammerfall, hard knockdown. So basically a Potemkin nerf. Yes? No? I don't know. I don't know. Johto Goat says, yo, Abba should not get buffed. I agree. Evil Dead says, honestly, I'm really happy with this version of the game. The only things I want are improved or quality of life features. I think the game right now is I think it's kind of balanced. It's fine, but like this patch is just like needed. Like the streets need this patch. Will not lie. I'm gonna need half says, I'm not gonna lie, I would want them to remove Guard Crush, keep the plus frames, or remove the stun effect. I think that's one of the stupidest things in the game, and I would say they should give Axel back as JS. No. I think they should give Axel back as JS before they made it have a dead zone, and make Sun Eat mechanically actually worth using. to make him different from Soul and Kai, besides smaller things. I think that'd be cool. I don't know. I think if they make Eat, like, if they made it useful, it could be good. Like, in situations where, let's say you're fighting someone that's sitting full screen and just staring at you, maybe if you eat and then, eat and then do something like that eat is like, maybe you want to stop Sin from like actually eating. Or, if you know Sin combos, when you wall stick them with like 6H or a button, you can eat and then go into button to break the wall, or button, or go eat in the super. So maybe like, eat could, I'm saying eat a lot, but making it useful could be good. Just depends on what they would actually do with it. But I don't think they will buff Eat, because they literally said when they showed Sin, like, we don't want Eat to be used like how it was. So, obviously tone down or nerf top tiers. Love Bike and Raw, everything else in the video I kind of agree with, except for a few things, because some of these people are mad. Not Lunatic Dancer says, nerf Zato. Here we go. SPM says, I'm praying to God they don't nerf Geo. As far as buffs, a real DP Daisuke, please. A DP? Yeah, we just want to kill the game now, huh? Okay. Anemic Pear says, remove Wall Assault. I do not like Wall Assault. I agree. I hard agree. When I told people to leave a reply of what they wanted for Season 4 in my Twitter video, there were some people that didn't get on because they did reply too late. Strat, who says, I'll pull his, this is in my Twitter comment, he says, my wish list for Ino, hover, MLA, dive kick, and air normals, lower hurtbox reduced. Stroke hitbox comes out before the low profile ends. H stroke, low profile starts sooner. 2S, hurtbox reduced. JD or JS increased to attack level 3. JD to have a hitbox on the bottom leg. Okay, there were some other comments on this. I guess I'll just read these out. Spiced says, make H Arbiter the same spade as S Arbiter. No! It goes full screen. Polka says, I want them to announce more special moves and supers. Nerf Johnny, steal Elphelt's Rekka and replace it with a move that fits her better. Give Zato exhaustion on 2-2P. Empty Eddy meter by half, but will refill 2 times. And then they said, Slayer's really cool. He just breaks the wall too fast, so lower his damage and makes 6k faint faster with faster recovery. Okay. Choraflin says, Gold burst -7 on block. Wall assaults cost 100 burst. Tweak if not strong enough for the cost, but I doubt that. Guard crush not being gifted to every new character. Blue wall assault is already a lot. Make blue wall assault strength more even among its users. Tweak unusable normal specials and supers and positive bonus. Yeah, I don't know about making. Make blue wall assault strength more even among the users. So okay, yeah, I agree, but I don't really think that comes from blue wall assault changes. I think that just comes from buffing the characters that use it worse than the others, right? Like, if Zato is extremely broken and the Eddy's timer is 2 seconds, then I think blue wall assault becomes like really good, right? For him. Okay, and the last comment that I remember missing, I'll check after this if I missed any more, but it comes from a user named Lagspikes. Lagspikes says, BT214K is a bad move. I'm not saying it should be buffed, but you gotta either buff it or remove it from the game straight up. Meter penalty on Johnny. Wall slump in general makes no sense and is always the lamest part in this game. Part of mix-ups in this game. Safe tap dust and Milo's tap dust combos are some of the most cheater shit in this game. You're telling me I gotta spend 50 meter for a scaled ass combo off a reactable overhead? but Testbit gets to do it for free. With Crow, nuke Bridget, I don't care. I agree, yeah, kill Bridget. I got 2 more. I'm one of the rare people that can live with Happy Chaos, but the way he uses resources is so stupid. He gets a super that reloads and reload takes -2 frames. Wire bullets even a resource then. Balance the bullets and focus better so they don't gotta manage both. Lastly, for Asuka, he's a whole bag of problems, but honestly, my biggest conceptual problem with him is the test cases. They gotta equalize the power between test cases Why is Test Case 3 so much better than Test Case 2? I almost never see Test Case 2 at least force him to use it when, at least force him to use all of his tools to win. So I think reworking the strength between Asuka's Test Cases could be cool. Again, I just think Test Case 3 is meant to have the most powerful spells, but at the higher cost of, obviously, higher cost of mana, and the higher cost of just losing due to the inconsistency of the cards. I've been over in the last video, but not every single card in there is actually used to attack, and you can get some pretty bad hands that just leave you out to dry and eventually kill you. Happy Chaos, I do think they have to make him manage his resources a little better. I mean, I just think he needs to get nerfed in general. That character is just really good. He can never be bad. Safe Tap Dust. I think meterless Tap Dust are fine, because they usually require some setup. I don't think any character like can just do it. I think the only character that can just do it and get a combo is like Happy Chaos, to be honest. As long like Happy Chaos, you literally just press H, right? Like, and you can confirm off your Tap Dust into a wall break, or just into a reset and then get resources back. They mentioned Testament, but Testament has to at least put the Stain State on you first, right? So put the Stain State on you and then get to you without like touching you, and then do it, because obviously it goes away if you use a normal. So I think it's fine on Testament if they get a combo, so I don't mind Testament getting it. Zato can do it, but it requires Eddie already being out. I think meterless Tab Dust is fine. And also, you play Leo, you get a combo off an, like, what is it, 18 frame overhead? Yeah, I do agree, kill Bridget. Meter penalty on Johnny, cool. And Wall Slump, yeah, it's I don't like it either, but it's whatever. As far as BT214K, I agree that move is pretty bad, but if they buff it, I would like them to buff the other command grabs in this game as well. Like, I'd like to see Zato's command grab buffed. I'd like to see Chip's command grab buffed. Yeah, like, I think the strong command grabs in this game are too strong, so maybe lower them a bit and then bring the other ones up just a little. I'm not saying to them on the same level, but just a little. So yeah, that's everything. Obviously, I wanted just now to go back to fix or touch back on and respond to some of the comments I missed on Twitter. And obviously went over all the YouTube stuff. Overall, this was really fun to do. And like I said, I do plan on doing this when the patch does come out and we get used to it, to see how the community feels about the patch, because obviously the game is going to change. So if you haven't already, I'll put my Twitter on the screen. Go follow, leave, be ready for the post. I'm not saying turn on notifications or anything on Twitter, but I will make that post, and I'll probably talk about it in like a YouTube video or something towards the end. But yeah, that will be coming soon. I'm interested to hear everyone's thoughts. Thank you to everyone that commented and replied to this video as well. This is sadly it for this little series. It's just going to be the one before and then this one. But like I said, look forward to the new season, because I have a whole bunch of new stuff coming. I plan to do some different style of videos. Obviously, they're going to be Strive related. I'm not going to just be making like some content variety games, of course. But no, it's going to be obviously Strive related. I plan to do more character series, more special videos like this, and some other stuff that I have cooking up with hopefully some other people as well. So yeah, no, thank you to everyone that's commented again on Twitter and YouTube and this one and whatnot. So it was fun. Most importantly, shout out to my editor though. They are the real MVP. Yeah, that should be all. Until next time. Thanks for watching. I'll catch you guys later.